Hey, are you a business owner, entrepreneur, or professional? If so, we want you to apply to be a featured guest on our show. My name is Adam Torres, and I host the Mission Matters series of podcasts. I've recorded over 3,000 episodes, and we are just getting started. How do you know if you'd be a good guest to be on the show? Well, only one way to find out, and that's to apply, but I'm going to let you in on a little secret. We want guests that have a story to tell, guests with a brand, a product, or a service that can benefit my audience of listeners. If this sounds like you, go to missionmatters.com and click on Be Our Guest to apply. I'd love to talk to you and get to know more about your story. Again, head on over to missionmatters.com and click on Be Our Guest to apply. All right, now let's get into the show. Hey, I'd like to welcome you to another episode of the Mission Matters Marketing Podcast, your source for all things marketing. My name is Adam Torres. You can follow me on Instagram at AskAdamTorres. Keep up with my book releases, book tour schedule, signings, all that other good stuff. Always love to connect with you there. And as always, if you'd like to apply to become a co-author of one of my upcoming shows, just head on over to the website, missionmatters.com, and click on Become an Author to apply. All right, so today I have Jessica Ainsworth on the line, and she's founder and owner over at Pendragon Consulting. Jessica, welcome to the show.
Thank you so much.
So excited to get into today's topic. I think it's pretty timely. So we'll talk about holiday marketing strategies and marketing resilience in the face of this resurgence we're in the middle of. And we're heading, as we're recording this just for the audience, so this will be out by the time Thanksgiving's around, but we're mid-November, so we're perfect timing here with this topic. But before we get into it, Jessica, I do want to go a little bit further into what you're doing over at Pendragon. So tell us a little bit more about Pendragon Consulting.
Sure, and thank you. So Pendragon has kind of evolved. We started out with social media and content marketing as kind of our bread and butter. We found that people just don't have the time to keep up with their social accounts between moderating and posting consistently. And that's where we've really come in and started finding our ground there. Same thing goes with blog writing. It's easy to put together an article, but there's a difference between just putting something out there and making sure that it's optimized for the search engines and, more importantly, for your target audience. And so since then, we've just continued to grow and expanded our services. We have an excellent team. We offer everything from SEO to blog and content writing and social media marketing. We do basic advertising and PPC, Google AdWords as well. And we've seen a lot of success happen from those, and we're really excited. Absolutely love what we do. We have a team of people who are they want to be there, and it shows in their work.
So you work with a lot of business owners, and there's a lot of them listening to this right now. And what do you think are one of those just really crucial, important parts of marketing and a marketing strategy?
So I think one of the biggest things that business owners should take into account when they're tackling their marketing is identifying their target audience. That is probably one of the biggest challenges that a lot have. They go there with the perception of, this is who I'm selling my products or services to, when in reality, it's actually completely different demographic. And so having that clearly defined can really help maximize the ROI there.
No, I love it. And now we're going into the holiday season and ramping that up. I mean, can you recommend some strategies or some things that business owners should really be contemplating as we go into the holidays?
Absolutely. So again, to go along with the target audience theme here is 2020 has been a year, right? So going in there and checking to make sure that your target audience, who they were at the start of the year, may be completely different from who they are now. So you should really go in there and conduct a periodic review, especially now before you ramp up sales or marketing for the sales in the holiday season, right? Mm-hmm. And so that would be the number one strategy is to go through and check your target audience. But then it's also about finding where your target audience is, right? So are you going to spend more time on social media marketing, or should you focus more on search engine marketing? Should you be pouring more into Google AdWords, PPC if you're going to be advertising, or would it be more efficient to reach your target audience through Facebook? And so you really want to have that in-depth knowledge of who specifically you're targeting and where they are, so that you can reach them.
And let's go a little bit further into platforms and what that means, because I think sometimes people have this feeling or this impression that they have to do everything. Like they're like, oh, I got to do Facebook, I have to do LinkedIn, I have to do this, I have to do that. Like, you know what I mean? And so
Yes.
like quantity, quality, platform, I mean, let's get into that. Let's get into that mess. So tell us a little bit more about your opinions on that.
So I don't believe that everybody needs to post and maintain profiles on every single platform. But if you're already doing it for the other ones, then why not for the the rest? It's all free. Social media, you're maintaining your posts on LinkedIn, Twitter, Facebook and Instagram. It's all free to post on there, and they have some really great scheduling softwares out there that you can use for a pretty low price. But actually, I think Hootsuite has a free version that you can post simultaneously to all of your channels. Now, they all have their own intricacies, of course, with different photo sizes. Some like hashtags, some don't. Some have the vanity hashtags of like hashtag Monday morning, whereas on LinkedIn, you wouldn't necessarily want to use that vanity hashtag of hashtag Monday morning. You'd lean more towards your business savvy ones because it's a B2B platform, or not a B2B, it's a business platform, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so they all have their intricacies. But I'd say, for those more in the services industry, you're looking at, Facebook, LinkedIn, but for those that are, perhaps more product driven, you want those platforms like Facebook and Instagram, because you have the ability to open up your shops there to reach more people who are going to be like your target customer there.
No, I think it's great. It's definitely great advice, and I tell people, I'm like, you can definitely be on multiple, but let's go into the content side of things. So how people should be really thinking about the content on these, because they're different audiences. So you're talking about hitting different audiences, different places, but your LinkedIn crowd or your LinkedIn, content's going to be slightly different than your Facebook content. Can you talk a little bit more about just content creation in general?
Absolutely. So for content for social media is that's another big area of contention there is you don't want to be posting your personal posts to your business pages. Remember to keep them separate. We go in there and we have to clean up some of their business pages for our clients because they've, just posted some of their personal opinions on some hot topics. And, that's not necessarily something that you want to post on your business page unless it's relevant to your industry. Now, we also have to take into account the algorithm, right? So if you are going to be advertising on Facebook and Instagram, if you're posting, let's say, beauty trends to your business page and you're a financial advisor, then you're attracting the wrong people. The wrong people are interacting with your posts. And so when you go back to retarget them in your advertisements, you're retargeting the wrong people. And so you're really just kind of wasting money at that point because you're not hitting your target demographic. They're not going to convert to customers. Or if they do, then that's good. But of course, it's certainly a much lower bit there. It's a much lower ROI.
No, it's a great point, and appreciate the insight there. So, now we're going, businesses may be facing another shutdown, all these other things due to COVID-19. I mean, what kind of advice do you give to business owners right now with their marketing, given the current environment?
So what we can say is to stay flexible and to get creative with your marketing efforts. As we get ready to, hopefully not, but if we do go into a second shutdown, that's going to impact so many businesses across the nation. And so I'd say the best thing you can do during that time is to really maximize your downtime by working on the content you may not have time to work on before. So getting your blogs optimized with SEO, just producing content, getting your posts scheduled out for the next 30 days on social media. And then the other thing I wanted to mention too is you have some tools out there such as Google Trends, right? So Google Trends is a completely free tool. Of course, it's owned by Google, that you can go in there and you can look at seasonality trends. You can see what's trending now. So let's take 2020, for instance. If we're going to go into another resurgence of COVID-19, we can look at what the past has shown us. So we faced this last spring. If we go into Google Trends and see how our industries were impacted by COVID-19 and COVID-19 the first time around, then we can learn from those trends that have happened, those periods, the spikes, what was more important to people during times of lockdown and what was less important, and shape our marketing efforts around those seasonality and the economic trends.
Fantastic. So Jessica, if somebody's listening to this and they want to learn more about Pendragon Consulting and to connect with you and your team to continue the discussion, what's the best way for them to follow up and to connect?
So, of course, we have our website is www.pendragonconsultingllc.com, and we're all over social media. Again, it was our bread and butter, so we're on everything from Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter, and Instagram to YouTube, though my YouTube channel is sad. But our handles there are at LLC Pendragon and at Pendragon LLC.
Fantastic. Well, Jessica, really appreciate you coming on the show today and sharing more about your brand, all the great work that you're doing over at Pendragon Consulting. And to the audience, as always, thank you for tuning in. Hope you got a lot of value out of this. Hope you had a lot of fun listening. We had fun making this for you. If you did, don't forget, hit that subscribe button. If you're a first-time listener, we'd definitely love to have you back and to have you got some more great guests coming up for you to enjoy. And if you're watching this on our YouTube channel, Mission Matters Marketing, definitely hit the subscribe button there. But more importantly, leave us some comments on the video. Love to connect with you there and keep the conversation going over in our YouTube community. And Jessica, thanks again for coming on the show.
Thank you so much for having me.